Guilty of first-degree murder in the killing of 4 Indigenous women. That is the ruling of a Winnipeg judge deciding the fate of admitted serial killer Jeremy Skibicki. The judge sharing his decision in a courtroom packed with supporters, many crying. The defense had argued Skibicki suffered from a form of mental illness. The Crown didn't buy it, neither did the judge. CTV's Alison Bamford was inside the courtroom. And Alison, what was the reaction to the ruling?
Sandy, the packed courtroom erupted with cheers following the judge's decision. Emotions and relief that spilled out onto the steps of the courthouse, with family members singing, dancing, and drumming in honor of the victims. Jeremy Skibicki found guilty on 4 counts of first-degree murder, criminally responsible for the deaths of Morgan Harris, Mercedes Myron, Rebecca Contois, and an unidentified person who Indigenous leaders have named Buffalo Woman. It's a verdict victims' loved ones have waited more than 2 years to hear.
Sense of relief, gratitude, but ultimately, hopefully, it brings closure.
I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Justice was served today.
The case centered around Skibicki's mental state at the time of each killing. His lawyers arguing the 37-year-old was not criminally responsible and driven to kill the women by schizophrenic delusions. Skibicki preyed on his victims at homeless shelters between March and May 2022. The judge called his actions gruesome and barbaric, ruling Skibicki did not have a mental disorder at the time of the deaths, but rather he deliberately planned to kill the vulnerable Indigenous women.
Obviously, we're pleased that he came to the conclusions he came to on that issue and that he reviewed the evidence as thoroughly as he did.
It's a case that has highlighted the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in Canada, many pushing for a landfill search to locate the remains of Mercedes Myron and Morgan Harris, now expected to start in the fall.
That's the next chapter, and just to bring my sister's remains home, the last bit of closure that we need.
As for Skibicki, a first-degree murder conviction comes with an automatic life sentence, with no chance of parole for 25 years. Sandy?
Okay, CTV's Alison Bamford.